What is crackin' folks? We're back at part 2 of this video. I know I got a lot of people that, well, let's just put it this way. They didn't like part 1. Well, part 1 is just an initial look over. I was going to get to part 2. But, of course, the thing beside you decided, hey, look, I'm going to put the bottle jack through the floorboard. So I couldn't really get into fully setting this up. So, further ado, let's talk about the settings on this welder. I kind of figured this out and kind of not before I turn this thing on because it is kind of noisy. I run this in manual mode. It gives me a lot more flexibility over welding thinner metal than most normal welders are, guys. I'm trying to think of words. If I had the money, I would go and buy a bottle of buy a brand new bottle of CO2, 100% CO2, but I don't have the money right now to do it, so I'm using flux-core. That's why I'm doing it. Just work with what you got. I mean, this welder took quite a bit of my money for the next 18 months. But anyways, I know a lot of people do these reviews on 1/8 inch, 1/4 inch. They push these welders to the max. They talk about all this and that. But I've never seen anybody actually take a yeswelder and actually do body work with them. Okay, any welder can weld, to be honest. I mean, but where this one shines compared to a lot of them I see is how much fine control you got over the settings. I wish that it wasn't in metric machine. I wish it was actually standard SAE standard in the United States. We don't run metric, but I guess I'm going to have to start learning metric. So, okay. That's to basically get this machine over. In this welding chart they give you, well, this welding setting chart is kind of helpful and kind of not at the same time. So, they're saying, let me see what you guys are seeing. Okay. For GS, which is what I'm running, we'll get into the wire later. For this only goes down to 20 gauge. For 20 gauge, they want 5 and 4. No, you can't go 20, or they want 4 and 60 amps. And I'm running a whole lot lower than that. Now, let me turn this machine on and show you guys. Okay, I'm running, okay, looks like speed, which is, hang on guys, I'm trying to do this without being, okay, my amps is at 4.2. Okay. Now, if I go back here on this chart, they say 4. Okay. Then voltage is at 13. Yeah. That's voltage at 13. And they want 14. So that's what's kind of confusing me. Because here, see, this is what yeswelders kind of lost me. What they want for the amp rates, 60 amps. But if you look at wire speed per minute, is 160, which is 4. Now I got it sitting at 4.2. So that's what's kind of confusing me, guys. Is this chart is okay, but it's also confusing at the same time. Let me shut this pig off. And it does run for a few seconds, that's normal, as far as I can tell. Alright, that is the confusing part about the chart. So I just dial this in to where it ain't burning the metal. Okay. Now this has a synergy mode on it, so basically it's like a smart mode. I haven't played with it yet. I will in the future. Probably later through this video series I'm making. I'm going to get into manual MIG right there. Okay, manual MIG. Alright. you could on the mode button. Okay, where is it? Alright, so on the MIG, you have in the menu button, it's 2T or 4T, which is your touch. 2T is just standard, 4T is you press it and it'll stay welding, you press again and shuts it off. Okay, you got RIND is induction, your RND is your induction of it, your HS is your hot start, the BBT is your burn back time. So, I have mostly all that turned down. I have the RIN, which is, I don't even think this thing talks about the RIN. RIN is your wire speed. So this book is okay, but it ain't the best. See, now they're talking about your voltage and your wire speed is into one. It's like, what the heck is these guys talking about? Because it says, user set the welding amps, the voltage and wire speed is separate. See, that's, because see now if you go there, okay, your welding amps, okay, I go to this chart, my welding amps, see the voltage and my wire speed are separate. See, they're talking about basically 160 inches a minute at 14 volts. And then you just set your amperage. This chart is not matching to this machine or this book. So, that's what I have figured out. So, yes and no at the same time. You're just going to have to play with it. So, that's basically what I'm getting to. The settings are kind of confusing on this machine. Because SPD is your speed. Yes, feed speed. This knob here controls your feed speed, which is also controlling your amps. Then if you go over here to your speed, you're right under your inches, your inching button, go right here to your speed, that controls your voltage. That's what's completely losing me on this machine. I'm old school, okay guys? Give me two knobs, turn and go down the road. But I like this a lot better. So if I go in the menu, there's your induction, I got it set at 0. Your 2T or 4T. Your hot start sitting at 0 on this. Your RIN, which is your extra wire speed, I got set at 3. And your blowback 0. And then your voltage and your amps. And then this button is your wire selection. 30 thou. I've never seen 23 thou flux-core wire before. And then 35,000 flux. And then your mode button controls, there's the energy setting. All you got is basically 80 amps all the way up to 250 amps. And that sets pretty much everything. I don't think you have, yeah. You can control your, if you're doing MIG, we'll get into the setting later when I get into MIG. Induction, yeah, basically same thing. And then your stick goes all the way down to 20 amps and all the way up to 225 amps on DC stick. Then your left TIG goes from 10 amps all the way up to 250 amps. Now the one thing I like about the stick, if I quit passing it, you can go your what is that, DIG? I think that's your dig. Your arc fault. Your basically the dig, which is your arc fault, your arc force, You can set that all the way up to 10 or 0. Yeah, hot start all the way up to 0 to 10. I don't know what URD is. The anti-stick feature. The stick electrode won't stick to the machine. Yeah. Yeah. Hang on. That's something new. That's you. I'm looking at the cheat sheet on the side. Well, that's anti-shock front. That's supposed to be a URD. That's anti-shock. Is what that is. Then your ANT, which is your anti-stick. That's basically all your modes there. And then in lift TIG, I don't think there's anything in here. No, you have no menu settings, nothing. It's just a standard lift TIG. So now I'll go back to menu mode, put that back in 30 thou. Give it a minute, shut off. Yeah, this until I can memorize this machine, this gives you all your abbreviation of everything you need to know. So that's what I was looking at, guys. Now, basically, like I said, this book is useful if somebody can figure out how it's supposed to run. I mean, it get you in the ballpark if you can figure out that problem. It's kind of confusing to me, but it don't take much to confuse me. So, oh guys, before I forget, I was thinking of this. Be careful with this welder. Let's see where it's at. I have a burn mark in my ground cable. I'll put you guys here for a second. Right there. This is not welding wire. Yeah, it don't have a burn resistant coating. Yep. Laid my MIG torch on and burned it. Well, first you have two spots there where the hot slag hit it. Then I laid the MIG torch on it. Yep. Alright, now I'm done. Oh, one more thing, guys, before I forget. I was trying to find a original replacement for this machine for the tips, and Florentine, unfortunately, seems to be the closest to yeswelder than Harbor Freight is. Alright, here's the original. I don't know how well you guys can see that. You know, I don't have a high-end camera. This is 4-inch. See how close to that is? And here's Harbor Freight. Hey, 4-inch is closer. This is something I was going to tell you guys about. They're all they're all Tico style contact tips for these. And if you guys ever need any replacement gas lens or anything, if you're going flux-core, this is the Lincoln. They're the only people I knew that had the screw-in. The part number is a KH726. It's a flux-core MIG nozzle. That's what it is that I'm running. So, further ado, let's get back to the video. Between these two pieces of paper, it's pretty self-explanatory how to get the machine going. So, I want to do some thin welding on this. Okay. Let me lower you guys down a little bit. And we got that talked about. Okay. Now, I went out and bought some wire. No one sponsored this video except for me. Okay, we all know what hard freight wire, how much that costs. If you guys don't know. That ain't hard freight. Okay, hard freight wire. Well, I'll get to the wire cost first. Okay, hard freight wire is $21.99 for it. Hard freight wire, $21.99 for hard freight wire. That's what I'm burning. I already burned one roll in it, and I'm burning the second one up in it. Okay, that's that. Now Menards garbage. Menards has U.S. Forge for $15.99. $15.99 for U.S. Forge. And at Northern Tools has warranty, what do you want to call it? There you go, for $42.99. No, wrong one. No, that is the wrong one. Okay. My out of town farm store has warranty for $22.99. $22.99. So that's their candid. This candid, whole bunch of junk. This stuff is $36.99 at my local farm store. Always ran this garbage, and it's exactly what I said, garbage. Lincoln inner shield. It's $17.98 for a pound of it. Now, Northern Tools have ESAB. That was a $42.99 one. Alright. Now, the reason why I'm doing this comparison, and I'll talk about the consumables in a minute. I have noticed Harbor Freight, or Vulcan, I should call it, I've noticed it's not running right. It's erratical. Like 1 minute it welds beautiful, next minute it starts sputtering and hard to keep in arc. And this is what started. Because the Hobart welder I had the exact same problem with this garbage wire in it. I bought this and I got the thing to start welding a little bit better. So that's what's got me to do this. Is there something wasn't quite right with the welder? I'm not blaming the welder behind me. I think there's something wrong with this Vulcan wire. So, now, another thing to know about wire welding. Definitely when you're dealing with flux-core. There's two types of wire locally you can get. Is an E71T-GS, and there's also a E71T-11. Okay, they're all both basically the same. E71T, they're both same, right? Okay, the means I'll link it down in the description. Can't remember again, but it's basically 70. It's something. I think it's my brain went dead. I can't remember it, but I know the 7 means 7,000 psi or 70,000. 70,000 psi. 1 means in all positions, horizontal, flat, vertical. You know, you name it. The T stands for sealed, or yeah, self-shielding gas. Now the GS and the 11 is where it comes in. Different. The GS is basically, as I remember it, as general work. General steel. General steel. Basically means anything, they say, range from 20 gauge all the way up to 3/16. 11, how I always remembered it as 11 is basically a, I don't know if I ever showed you guys. The 11 means double pass. 1-1. I remember as a double pass. And this one is, oh, it's over here. GS. There you go. I remember the 11 as a double pass. 1-1. You go over it once, go over it twice. It means a double pass. It's what T11 basically is. And TGS means general purpose. That's how I always remember it. I'll link it in the description to the article on this wire so you guys can get better understanding of it. But basically, this stuff right here, there's 3 rolls of each of GS and T11. T11 is your welding schools. That's what they run the most, is T11s. Because they're multi-root passing, so they can just keep on laying beads after beads after beads. That's basically what T11 is good for. And GS is basically a single root pass, tack it together, and call it good. Okay. Now, I've already done part of the starting the video because I thought I was going to run out. Okay. So that's that. Complicated, ain't, guys? So, I don't know if I'm going to go do this in any order, but I already got the whole junk open. I'm going to put that in the machine in a minute. So, we'll go get that for our freight wire. That's what I'm burning. I already burned one. What is crack-a-lacking, folks? Okay, here's the welder. Okay. I'm about ready to run out of wire. This is my second spool of this. But I'm going to do a test on this. It's Harbor Freight. The Vulcan. I have an issue with it. But here's my settings. So I'm running at 13, 4.2. The feet per minute is 13. Yeah, the speed is 4.2. The amps is 4.2. The wire speed is 13. Alright. So yeah, I might as well just put this in as part 2 of this video. Okay. Right now, I'm in manual mode. There's your smart mode or synergy mode. It only works for 35 thou on flux-core, but it works normal on all the MIGs. There's your stick, and there's your lift TIG. That's your jog button for your wire, and that's your voltage and speed. And this is how you adjust your amps right here. So yeah, it's a pretty simple machine. And there's other settings in there, I'll get into it later. But right now I'm not going to screw with it. If you guys want to know what other settings I'm talking about, is if you go into the menu, there's your induction, got it at 0. Your 2T or 4T means one touch. Means if you touch it once, once you pull the trigger, it stays running. Once you release, it shuts off. 4T is basically hit it, and it stays running. You got to hit it again to shut it off. That's what that means. Hot start is at 0. Your feet. This is the RIN, which is, I cannot remember what the RIN is. The RIN is basically your feeding speed. There you go. That's what it is. It gives me a little bit more feeding speed running at lower amperage. Your RIN, I got that as 3. And BBE, I think that's blowback. Yeah, it's blowback 0. And then your induction. That's basically all it is. It gets a lot more advanced than that, but that's good enough for now. So, got a piece of 16 gauge. I'm going to strike an arc on it. I'm going to do a beat of Harbor Freight. Let me get my helmet on. So I'm running out of Harbor Freight wire, and I figured I'd get this done before I actually run out. Just be a wise idea right now. Make sure you guys see what I'm seeing. Okay. Now, like I said, this welder is very temperamental how I have things. So take it with a grain of sand of how good this weld is. Not gonna obey me, are you? Why should it? Because you're doing a video now and it won't obey. Go figure. You don't have to obey you when you're doing a video. Alright, my cord as straight as I can. Like I said in the previous video, that's so it don't arc on the tip. I'll say that's about the best. Alright guys, got Harbor Freight out. Yes, I told you I burned 2 spools. So I Harbor Freight out, Hobel junks in. And this is going to be a T11 pass. So we're going to switch in and out between T11 and TGS. No settings have changed as far as I know. Still running at 4.2. Still have the RIN at 3. Got the voltage at 13. That's what I had before. So we'll see if Hobel Jump can do better than Harbor Freight. I will find what this machine likes. Hopefully I have enough room on this piece of plate. And again, like I said, all this is keep this machine from blowing my tips apart. Okay, Hobart. Why I quit running the garbage, guys. First hand, guys. Garbage. Everybody says hard freight garbage. Right out the door. It acted right up on camera. That's freaking cool. That's the same problem I was having before. Oh, look at the results later, guys. Yeah, buddy. That wire runs hot. Hotter than Harbor Freight. Okay, boys. Let's switch it up for the other one. We're going to go with Menards garbage. Maybe Menards garbage might have something good here. Let's go full part. And that one. You can hear it runs hot. Alright guys, got Menards garbage wire in. This crap better. I mean, it better work really good. That took me 10 minutes to get this thing spooled in there. Yeah, I had a fight trying to get it spooled. So it better work. Yeah. Okay, here goes Menards. about some garbage wire. That thing was all over the place. String burning through. Freaking wire was just, I mean, that wire was just like, it's like, it looks like a fire hose out of control, all over the place. Holy crap, guys. Oh my God. Blanking, quarantine, Saab, gotta be better than that. I mean, so far, hard freight's been the best. for decent penetration on thin metal. That's 18 gauge I'm screwing with. Alright, boys. Link is in backwards. There's them three. Okay, let's see if Lincoln's seen better. I'm hoping. I still hope Lincoln's better. Until Lincoln fits a little tighter. I gotta say, that Lincoln is smooth. A little hotter than Harvest Right, but it's smooth. Man, guys, I gotta do this here. Like how that wire is. Man. running good. More of a deep root pass system. I'll talk about linking in a little bit. Hey guys, I'm opening up the Florentine pack. Florentine? Check that out. How corny can you be? It says thank you. How corny. And I think this is another safety sheet. I think, like Lincoln did. No. It's not. The hazard. Ah, screw California. They're already dying. Let them die. But yeah, I have to show that to you guys. That's funny. Alright, Florentine's in. If you see that stuff, it's almost like graphite. Very, like, dirty. You're gonna need like a scrubber if you run that stuff. So, it's in. I like that. I like that wire. I mean, that thing sounds good. Jeez. Oh. Oh yeah. I like it. It was a little hot. I know what she is. I like it. Let's see if these take her spot. I think I found my next flux-core wire. Alright folks, catch you in a minute. Alright guys, east side in. I don't like how he stopped ran, guys. Really poppy. He stopped extremely poppy. Well guys, I gotta say, E-sub don't like to run on the colder side of the heat spectrum. We'll talk about that in a minute, so let me get things cleaned up and bring you back. I know what's going on. So. Alright boys, here's the lineup. Here's Harbor Freight. Pretty proud. Pretty uniform, right? Okay. This is Hobart garbage. You guys first seen how it started out, acting out. Then I don't know what the heck happened. Then it starts smoothing back out. Yeah, there's whole. So Harbor Freight is a GS wire. Hobart is a T11 wire. So there is quite a bit of a difference between a GS and a TG or a T11 weld. T11, like I said, is for multi-pass. GS is more of a universal weld. There you go. Okay, next up. I had no explanation. we won't talk about that. But there's Harbor Freight, or no. Yeah, there's Harbor Freight. Barely any pop through in the back. from a GS wire, which is really good. That's beautiful. A little bit of penetration through the back. Perfect. Hobart, I don't know, guys. A lot of blow through. I mean, that's, you can feel where the weld is at, but nothing like Hobart. You can physically see it on camera too. Now, Menards, garbage. I have no explanation. This is a GS wire. What the heck? Act like the wire was extremely hot. I mean, that's what warped the plate. I mean, look at the blow through. I mean, Jesus. You expect that from a T11 wire, not from a GS wire. Holy crap, guys. I don't... If that's the last thing on planet Earth, maybe. But no wonder why it was on sale for 15 bucks. I believe it was a $15 wire. Yes, $15.99 was on sale. Yep. Yeah, that's $15.99. I can't recommend that for nobody. I mean, that's just straight up garbage. I mean, look. No explanation. Next one's Lincoln. Lincoln, honestly, for a T11 wire from Lincoln, didn't do too bad, guys. A little hiccup here at the end. Right here, a little hiccup, but once I got it started, I figured out how that thing ran. I mean, it ran pretty, I'll say as smooth as Harbor Freight. The problem is once it got past that hiccup, it ran pretty smooth. So for a T11 wire, that ain't too bad. That's this. This is T11. It says right at the bottom. So honestly, if it wasn't because of a 2-pound spool for $17 or 1-pound spool for 17 bucks, I'd say go for Lincoln. I mean, it's not bad for T11. Next up is Florentine. Florentine, it was doing decent for a GF wire. I mean, it's on par with Harbor Freight of no blow through. I mean, that is smooth. I mean, if I could figure out how to dial that thing in, if I sit there and adjust it, that wire right there, that's GS wire. If I could actually adjust that temperature and tune it in a little bit better, I think we would have it. Because it's beautiful on the back, no blow through, beautiful penetration. I mean, look at how beautiful that is, guys. I mean, then Harbor Freight. I mean, Harbor Freight's there. Florentine, man, got it. I mean, that's beautiful penetration through the backside. That's full width penetration. And that weld, if I could, like I said, could dial that in a little bit better, that's a killer, guys. And Florentine is what? That came from a farm store at $22.99 for that. For this, $22. And the Harbor Freight is $21. So the dollar difference between this and this. Dollar difference. And they're both 2-pound spools. And they're both GS wires. Now, Aesop really, I mean, yeah. I don't know. I couldn't keep a steady arc on it. I mean, Yeah. Boy, couldn't I ever keep a steady arc. But the burn through is almost equivalent to Florentine. But 40, what was that? 42.99 for that. It's kind of hard to justify. I can pick up 2 of these rolls for the price of 1. I mean, it was irradical. And like I said, for Lincoln, Lincoln, it's just basically your preference. Now, it's testing on this, and I can tell you exactly what's going on. Them T11 wires wants heat and it wants thickness. That's the one I did with that ESAB. These are ESABs. So, in a summary, this welder here, don't matter what you run, wire you run through it, it'll chew through any of it. But as far as welding thin metal, I've got to give it to Harbor Freight, Lincoln, and Florentine. I've got to give them the 3. I mean, they did it. That for a T11 wire. I mean, my God, it did it. And it's not that bad on burn through. You dial that in a little bit better, you get that perfect. Florentine is perfect. As soon as I can figure out. I mean, it started out beautiful right there. I mean, that had a beautiful lay down on it. And then it stopped on me, and then it started back up. But I have to say, and Harbor Freight, I mean, that's beautiful too. So, for GS wires, I would go with Harbor Freight or Florentine, sorry. And that's local. They're $1 difference. And if you're going T11, try to do body work with T11, Lincoln. I mean, Lincoln's there, guys, too. But, and also looks like Lincoln could also run. Yeah, let's see. I don't know if I did a pass on Lincoln or not on this. Don't remember. That I know that's Menard's garbage. I mean, that did it. I mean, that's Lincoln. Don't know. But as far as for body work, these 2 right here, they're head to head. You get that welder dialed in for these 2 wires, you got it. But as far as the ESAB, I can't justify it for body work. I mean, it may work for thicker steel. ESAB might shine in it. But for body metal, ESAB was almost there. I mean, that's a beautiful penetration like Florentine, but it's the price. $42.99 ain't worth it. Now, when Florentine, you can get 2 spools of Florentine for the price of 1 of an ESAB. And as far as Hobart, stay away from the garbage. At $36, stay away from it. It's what I would say. I mean, it can lay a bead, yes. But that burn through is ridiculous. And that's a T11 wire too. And I've never had any good luck with T11. Not from Hobart. I mean, it laid it. But it really burned through the panel, so. In Harbor Freight, or Menard's garbage, if you want to warp the plate, go get some of this stuff. So there's my collusion, guys. I wish you guys could feel this. I mean, it shows. And they all got good heat penetration through the back of this. That's but if you actually feel them, I wish you could feel them. East side was almost ready to burn through. 418's pretty decent. I don't feel it. And like I said, Lincoln is decent. But there you go. What wires to get? Well, you guys seen it firsthand. And I didn't change no settings. Like I said, if I tune that sucker a little bit better, I can get 418 to run on it better. Yep. Catch you guys later then. Alright guys, made it through the long-winded video. Last purchase always first. That is on sale now for $3.99. Today is the August 30th. So it's on sale again. So if anybody wants it, get it now. $3.99. And if you made it this far, go to manage. Okay, let's go home. I can't really show you guys what the name of this thing is. Let's see. Again. Yep, okay. There you go. There you go. That's called a firm. I'll link that down in the description. Here's what my balance is on that thing. Trying to show you guys all my information here. Okay. Amazon the loan. Guess there it is. 427 is what it is. Then total at 29. The APR is $108, so it brings it right back up to what it was. See, so loan terms. There you go. 18 months at $30 a month. So financial charge is $108. The amount filled for $427. So there you go. I'll link this company down there down below. It's called a firm. So, yep, there you go. Firm. So, catch you guys later.